At synod's end, Pope Francis urges Church to rise from comforts and serve. Vatican. Pope Francis closed the month-long summit of global Catholic leaders on Sunday with a call for the Church to rise from our comforts and confront the realities beyond its walls. At the synod's closing Mass in St. Peter's Basilica, the leader of the world's 1.2 billion Catholics urged the faithful to listen to the voices of the marginalized and embody the spirit of service and love exemplified by Christ. Brothers and sisters, not a seated church, but a church on her feet. Not a silent church, but a church that embraces the cry of humanity, Pope Francis said in his homily. He further stressed the need for the Church to be a beacon of hope, saying, not a blind church, but a church, enlightened by Christ, that brings the light of the gospel to others. Not a static church, but a missionary church that walks with her Lord through the streets of the world, the Pope said. The 87-year-old pontiff emphasized the synod's call for the Church to be a community of disciples responsive to the joy of salvation and the power of the gospel. He urged the Church to hear and address the cries of all people, including those seeking the joy of the gospel, the indifferent, the suffering, the poor, and marginalized children enslaved for labor. He rejected a sedentary and defeatist church, pushing instead for one that actively serves and engages with the world's needs, even if it may provoke some controversy. We do not need a sedentary and defeatist church, but a church that hears the cry of the world. I wish to say this even if some might be scandalized, a church that gets its hands dirty in serving, the Pope added. About 368 bishops, clergy, religious and lay people from around the world gathered in Rome from October 2nd to 27th for the closing session of the Synod on Synodality, a multi-year process to make the Church more collaborative and a welcoming place for others. The assembly ended with a document detailing proposals, which according to the Pope, can be a guide for the mission of the churches, in their specific continents and contexts. He also expressed hope that the journey we have made together would inspire concrete actions that serve God's people.